You know what I'm saying? So if the game had a handle, it'd be a lot of more money being made. You know what I'm saying? The networking, like niggas ain't networking with each other like how back in the day, like niggas be considered like, nigga like be like, man, I'm going to my plug, you hear me? What you about to go get? Nigga sell 3.5. How you got a plug, my nigga? You gonna get a 3.5, bro? That's like $25. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga be like, when they talk about back then when niggas said they had a plug, nigga say I got it. Nigga ain't say plug, nigga like I gotta connect. And when niggas say they gotta connect, then you know like this nigga like getting like, you know, like 2-3 bricks. You know what I'm saying? Pounds. This nigga getting like 100 pounds and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That what the connect was. You heard me? The plug, niggas. Everybody got a plug, but don't got a socket. You heard me?
All right, yo, what's good, man? For the people who don't know what's going on, go ahead, introduce yourself.
You heard me? I'm Third Life. You know, I'm a recording artist. You heard me? Representing Salisbury. You heard me? Down here in New Orleans. You know, and like, you know, I got a following, a movement, you know, FBF Entertainment. So, you know, that's what it is. You heard me? I'm Third Life.
All right, bet. Now, bring us back to your upbringing. Like, what was it like? Well, first of all, what part of the city you from?
Part of the city I'm from out of Salisbury. You heard
Okay.
me? Yeah, it's like, you know, right there by the Causeway Bridge, Airline,
Okay.
Jefferson Highway, all that shit in between.
Okay. What was it like coming up for you?
Man, me coming up, it was like, you know, it's kind of the same as every upbringing, you hear me? But I feel it was a little different, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the household that I come from, you know, the hood that I came out of, you know, the situations, you know what I'm saying, that I endured, you know what I'm saying, in my upbringing, you hear me? Like, you know, adapted to the street hustle, like, you hear me?
So,
being a part of the street.
so bring us through that. You come from a 2-parent household?
I come from a 1-parent household, but I live, you know, with my dad, and I also live with my mother too.
Okay. So was your parents together coming up, or was like they were already separated?
You know, like they had their little times or whatever you did, but you know, eventually they had wind up separating. You heard me?
Okay.
You know?
Do you feel like that played a role in you going to the streets, or you know?
Nah, I don't really feel like that played a role. You heard me? I just feel like, you know, my hood played a role in me going to the streets.
Okay, so what's some things that like influenced you to want to jump off the porch in your neighborhood that you seen?
What made me want to jump off the porch is like, you know, rest in peace to one of my big cousins, you heard me? You know, Keith Adams. You know, we called him Tucker. And, you know, I just seen like, you know, the type of handles like he had and the shit that he was going, you know what I'm saying? The shit he had going on in the streets, you know what I mean? And it was just like, you know, I was an athlete, you feel me? Like, you know, I had scholarships and all that shit. I was in a good position.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just felt like I ain't had that backing and that support, you heard me? And so what I was seeing out there, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I had more support if I jump in the streets and people would see me in a different way. So that really made me jump off the porch, and by seeing the shit that he had to handle on.
Damn. So, I mean, you think people supported you more being in the streets than being a athlete?
I feel it did, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you hear me? Like, when I was doing what I was doing, you know, I got a partner named Larry. Like, his mother was like, you know, supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I had games, she showed up more than my actual parents. You feel me? Like, and I was like, you know, that was big to the point where, you know, she was even let me come, you know, spend nights by her house and shit. Like, you feel me? And so it was like, you know, like, but really, what I say what really fucked me up is when I was so, you know, I was so nice with it with the basketball till, you know, it was this white man. He had asked my mother to let me come stay with him, you heard me? So my mama was like, you know how they'd be like, I'd be a motherfucker, you heard me? I let my son go stay with somebody that's white, you heard me? But the whole thing was taking me from out in the environment, put me somewhere, but also he was gonna be giving her access to me. You see what I'm saying? So I feel when that shit happened, I feel that's when shit crashed and I came to the streets. So it was like, I looked at it as the streets was being more supportive. Like even some of the old niggas, like, you know what I'm saying, they used to be pushing me like, man, look, nigga, you need to go play ball, you heard me? You good, like, but then you had the other side where the cluckers was being more supportive, and I just seen the money that I was getting from them, so I was like, damn, that's some support, you hear me?
Damn.
Because it was putting money in my pockets, you did.
For sure. Now, what was your like first experience like getting outside off the porch? Like, what was your first? You know what I'm saying?
Man, my first experience getting outside off the porch, but like, it was like, it's different from today, you hear me? And I look at today into back then, like, you know, when I got off the porch, like, hustling was fun. Like, niggas had fun hustling. Like, it went a lot of tension. You know what I'm saying? It was more about money than, you know, the chaos, you heard me? Like, if nigga had a little chaos and little violence going on, that bitch had a principle behind it. There was a reason and it had a meaning to why certain niggas was going head to head with each other. But you know what I'm saying? I liked the hustle. Cause the hustle was like, that bit was like fun, like, you know what I'm saying? And being a young nigga, like, you know, used to make, you know what I'm saying, make like about $5 grand, you know what I'm saying? Go bust them all up. You hear me? They go tear them all up for about 4,000, come back to the streets, and nigga been a fell off. Nigga take $200, you hear me? Turn $200 right back to like $3,000-5,000, you know what I'm saying? Like in 2 hours. And that was, you know what I'm saying, that was the fun part of it, you hear me? The glory.
Yeah. When you feel like that changed, because like you said, in today's time, it's really just, it's like a lot of people don't even want to get no money. They just, you know, just out here running wild.
I look at it today, this bitch don't got no handle on it. Like the streets, you know what I'm saying? The streets don't got no handle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta realize it at the same time, like the Zil, you heard me? A lot of the young niggas, you know, when you're an OG, right? When you're OG, the young niggas look up to the OGs. You know, that's how I came in the game, looking up to the old niggas, because the old niggas was on some real shit. But, you know what I'm saying, these days of time, it'd be like, you know, and I understand both sides, you hear me? Like, young niggas don't want to, you know, you got some real niggas, some real OG niggas, like, you hear me? But then, like, you got some real old heads that be on goofy shit, too. You know what I'm saying? So when they look at a young nigga, like, why I'm gonna look up to this nigga doing the same thing I'm doing? You see what I'm saying? So this bitch don't got no handle on it. You know what I'm saying? So if the game had a handle, it'll be a lot of more money being made. You know what I'm saying? The networking, like, niggas ain't networking with each other like how back in the day, like, niggas be considered like, nigga like be like, man, I'm going to my plug, you hear me? What you about to go get? Nigga sell 3.5. How you got a fucking plug, my nigga? You gonna get a 3.5, bro? That's like $25. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga be like, when they talk about back then when niggas said they had a plug, nigga say nigga ain't say plug, nigga like I gotta connect. And when niggas say they gotta connect, then you know, like, this nigga like getting like, you know, like 2-3 bricks. You know what I'm saying? Pounds, this nigga getting like 100 pounds and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? That what the connect was, you heard me? The plug, niggas, everybody got a plug but don't got a socket, you heard me?
Oh, that's a fact. It's a lot of pump faking going on for sure.
It's a lot of pump faking.
Now, but I will say this, bro, like, it's a lot of these young dudes out here right now that is getting to a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? Like more than the older niggas for real. Like, it's like, why would I listen to you when I got more money than you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day though,
right.
You can't, money don't make you, you know, real or fake or whatever, but sometimes you need that experience, bro. You can have the money and not know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And lose it.
Yeah, and a lot of niggas can really have money. Like you say, nigga can have money and not know what to do with it. Then you got young niggas too got money and know what to do with it, you heard me? Mm-hmm. Like, and that's one thing I'm gonna tell you though, bro, like, I like these young niggas though, you heard me? Cause they be on some things. Like, them niggas, they show me shit, you feel me? Mm-hmm. They show me, like, it's a lot of ways. See, we ain't have a lot of ways to make money, you know what I'm saying? It was certain ways and certain avenues that we could go, but these young niggas making different lanes and different routes, you know what I'm saying, you know, to get to the money. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, they got a lot of young niggas on their bag though, you feel me?
Right.
And you know, like, when niggas really on their bag, they don't do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you know, like, nigga ain't really in his bag, you heard me? Nigga doing too much cause he ain't in his bag. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas do too much because they don't be in their bag. See, them little young niggas that be in their bag, they ain't really doing too much. They gonna floss it a little bit, you know, throw it on the gram or whatever. You hear me? But sometimes you just can't throw that shit on the ground because you bring attention to yourself. You know what I'm saying? That unwanted attention. You know what I'm saying? That's how certain niggas, you know, just take it from back then. Like, when they say old boy let up there, he come to a boxing match in a mink coat. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see, you know what I'm saying? You don't really see us like that. You heard me? As blacks, you heard me? Like, soon as you came through that bitch in a mink coat, you heard me? Put all the attention on him. Then they wind up figuring out who he was.
Yeah, nah, facts. Now going back to, you know what I'm saying, like you said, hustling was fun. What you think? Do you feel like that part of the game is becoming extinct because it's a lot of people telling these days? You know what I'm saying? It's people coming home from telling. And I really feel like people don't really care about snitching as much as they used to. Like, back in the day, I feel like it's a lot of rats that come home, or people that's been cooperated and come home, and, you know, there's no consequence or nothing. Like, they're actually being glorified.
You know, I got a song called The Old Law that I'm really speaking on that type of shit, right? We spoke, and when I said, like, the game used to be fun, this bitch ain't fun no more. This bitch tensed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got, like, when it come down, you got, like, civilians, right? You don't got them people in the streets to understand the part of the game when some niggas be standing on, you know what I'm saying, this snitching shit, this rat shit. You know, I be seeing a lot of comments, and some people be like, you know, I don't give a fuck what he done. He ain't do it to me. But then when it comes to your front door, now you want to be vocal. Now you got the understanding about, you know what I'm saying, niggas that's rat, niggas that's snitching, you heard me? Like, you know what I'm saying, they glorifying them niggas, bro. Like, to the point where if you ain't snitching, you ain't a real one. But the real niggas who standing on real business, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you snitching, you a real nigga. But if you ain't snitching, then you a dumb nigga. You know, like, the game is backwards, like, you feel me? So, you know, they don't understand the rules of the game, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it come down, like, say, for instance, like, you know, I just come home, like, you know, I ain't just come home, but I was on a 15 of life indictment, right? When you get amongst them niggas, bro, niggas in that bitch with 25, 50, 75 life, 317 years, you know what I'm saying? From niggas that they trusted, like, you know, niggas bitch probably done put food on a plate for them niggas to eat off of, you heard me? And this same nigga that you rode around every day that, you know, being around them niggas like that, your guards be down, cause it be like, this be your main man, this a nigga that you never expect. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta keep a monitor on niggas, cause you might don't know this nigga might go deliver a package. And this nigga might get hit. You know what I'm saying? He might get hit with the 10 bricks. You hear me? Indeed. With my cousin. He might get hit with the 10 bricks, but you might don't know this nigga got hit with the 10 bricks. Cause you don't got a handle on what he doing and moving. You see what I'm saying? So boom, when it turn around, so this how the people gonna play it. They gonna let him go if they tell him who his supply is. Cause they know he a runner. So they know they got a big fish somewhere laying around. So they gonna use him. And you know what this nigga gonna do? He gonna give you up to stay on the streets.